Greetings everyone, Tim Anderson here, aka Renfell, and welcome to the latest post in the Project Dramond series, where we uncover some of the things that we're working on a daily basis with the new project. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, don't forget to check out the Project Dramond playlist here on YouTube, which has a lot of previous videos showcasing brainstorming, map making, world building, character development, concept art, a whole bunch of other stuff. And of course, the TikTok as well, which is linked below, which has the daily updates from myself and Chris as I work on either stuff related to the rulebook or the novels, or she's working on concept art, and then my brother's got stuff from the adventure game that we're working on. So, and also don't forget to check out the links below. First and foremost, the link to today's post, which is going to be talking about the concept art for the Brownie dwellings, and of course, all of the other links which go over to the Patreon post, or Patreon page, I should say, where all the juicy details about this project are available. This is a three-part project being worked on by myself, my wife, and my brother. We are creating a tabletop world, a series of novels in the vein of the Chronicles of Dragonlance, and a single-player point-and-click adventure game, much like the old school Quest for Glory, King's Quest, Space Quest games, and so on and so forth. But I digress. Today's post, which is the first link you're going to find below, is all about the Brownie tree dwellings. Now, and this is a concept art post, so if you want to see all the cool concept art, you're going to have to check out the post below, pick up a subscription, and dive into it. But I can talk a little bit about what the post is about. So basically, for the past few weeks, Chris has been working on variants of the Brownie tree dwellings. We kind of started with the basic idea that we wanted this the brownies basically coexist with the wood elves, and while the wood elves tend to build larger structures and sometimes live in the trees above, in the larger trees, and create these, especially when you're dealing with along the river, having um, rope bridges and vine bridges that cross the river between the tree dwellings and so on and so forth. Brownies, they inhabit that same space, but they're on the ground, and we're talking, diminutive creatures that are 18 to 24 inches tall. So they also need dwellings, but they're not going to be living up in the trees themselves. They're going to be living on the ground. And so we started to look at, well, what can we do in terms of, shrubbery and underbrush and building things into the roots and base of trees, because that's where they would be, looking. I mean, a tree that is 36 inches in diameter, for example, for a brownie, that's going to be a pretty decent sized home. So we started looking at different types of concept art for that. And if you've been paying attention to TikTok, links below, by the way, we've been sharing out snippets of Chris as she's been working on those pieces over the past few weeks. But this post that we put up today is all about the brownie tree dwellings, and it's got three variants that she's done so far, and I think the third variant is the variant that we're going to be going with for. I mean, we'll eventually use all of them, but when we're looking at the scene art that we're creating for the adventure game, that's going to be the one that we use for the primary buildings. And then, of course, what we see in the actual core rulebook later on is probably going to be the finalized version of the third one that she just did. But she's still going to do a couple more variants, and we'll see. She may come up with something that we like even more than the third one that she's done. So, anyway, check all that stuff out in the post below. A lot of cool concept art from her. And it's a great way to dive into what's going on behind the scenes as we create all of these things and have them all come together between the concept art, the tabletop design, the world history, the lore, the novel work, the character design, the single player adventure game, all that stuff tying together. So don't forget, if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon so that you get updates when all of the new videos are available. And of course, check out the links below to today's Patreon post and Patreon in general if you have questions. And of course, don't forget to leave your comments and questions and so on and so forth here. Join us over in Discord, and we will see you in the next episode.